feels grown. Sip something, relax, let your mind feel at home. Girl talk, real talk, everything you need. This is just lovely. Stay a while with me.
Welcome back to the channels, lovely. It is your girl, Just Lovely. And today, I think I want to play around with a little true crime. Yes. Today, we aren't just sipping tea. We got to get the whole damn gallon for this one. How did she think she was going to get away with this? I'm telling y'all, baby, technology is something else. We're going to do a little deep dive today into Emma Raines. Now, honey, some people collect stamps. Some collect designer bags. She collect death certificates, baby. They call her the Mississippi Black Widow. And once you heard how she treated her I-do's, you'll understand why. So just go ahead and grab your snacks, because this isn't just a marriage history. This is a business motto. Let's go back to 1994. Emma's first husband, Leroy Evans. He was a hard-working man in Vicksburg, Mississippi. One day, he get hit by a car in a hit and run. Now, Leroy survives the impact, but he do not survive the hospital stay. While he was in bed recovering, he mysteriously died. The rumors was someone messed with his life support. Emma walked away with her first insurance check and a taste for the widow life. No charges were filed, but honey, that was just the beta test, okay? Honey, after Leroy was good and in that dirt, Miss Emma decided to pick up her pocketbook and flounce her ass on down to New Orleans, where she met Mr. Ernest Smith. In November of 1990, they was married. Oh, God. Ernest? Mr. Smith, 38 years old, was a clergyman and a truck driver who had built a life centered around faith and service. Orphaned at the age of 10 years old, he was raised by the church community that helped shape him to the man he became. Over time, he grew into a respectable minister with a congregation of hundreds. He was known for his kindness, his love of motorcycles, and his devotion to his family. On April the 15th, 2006, child, was she filing taxes? Smith returned home from attending a local motorcycle gathering that was often called Bike Night. As he approached the doorway of his home, a gunman was waiting. The attacker shot him twice in the chest at close range. Despite his injuries, Smith managed to stumble inside and reach out for his wife, Emma. His final words to her were simple and heartbreaking. Honey, I've been shot. He collapsed shortly afterward and died from his wounds. At first, the killing appeared to be a tragic act of violence with no clear explanation, but investigators soon uncovered something far darker. Prosecutors later revealed that Emma Raine, who orchestrated the murder, in months leading up to Smith's death, Raine had steadily increased her husband's insurance policy, raising it from $100,000 to $800,000. Authorities said that the murder was part of a calculated plan to collect the payout. According to court records, Raine and her then boyfriend, who later became her third husband, James Raine, recruited her adopted brother, Alfred Terry Everett, to carry out the killing. Everett was allegedly promised $10,000 for the hit. Investigators also discovered an additional scheme designed to secure the insurance money. Under Louisiana law, Smith's biological daughter from a previous marriage was the rightful beneficiary of part of the policy. To get around this, prosecutors said Emma had her own daughter impersonate Smith's daughter and forge the documents. You can't make this up. The forgery later resulted in criminal charges. As detectives examined the scene of the murder, they began to notice troubling details. Emma told police that she was upstairs with a toothache when the shots were fired. Officers who arrived described her demeanor as unusually calm for someone whose husband had just been fatally shot. She also claimed she held Smith as he bled after the shooting, but investigators noticed something striking. There was not a single drop of blood on her clothing or body. Girl, you gotta do better than that. Ernest was her second husband, child. She already had got rid of Leroy back in 94. Now, honey, this is where it gets real low down and dirty. I do mean nasty. James Raine, the man who helped her plot against the minister, became husband number 3. Girls, if he will help you kill for money, why do you think you safe? In 2011, James was found shot to death in their home. Emma was ready to collect another $300,000, but she forgot one thing: guilt. James' brother, who was the hitman from her second husband's marriage, finally cracked and confessed to everything. The Black Widow web had finally started to tear. I think that if they would have gave him his $10K and she would have promised him a little bit more money on James' death, then he probably would have kept his mouth shut. So let's move on to the fourth husband. Yeah, it was a fourth one. Even with the laws on her heel, Emma did not stop. She fled to Missouri and married John Golston just 14 months after James was buried. John was an average worker. He thought he found his sweet, honest wife. When she was finally arrested back in 2013, John spent damn near all his money trying to defend her. He almost went bankrupt standing by this woman who had more graves than goddamn shoes up in her closet. He was the only one who survived, but honey, his bank account was on the ICU. Well, look, Emma Raine is currently serving life in prison without parole. She didn't want a soulmate. She just wanted a signature for a policy. I wonder how much she took out on John. How long did she think she was going to get away with this? Well, listen, the moral to the story is if your man life insurance is worth more than his personality, then you don't need no man, girl. Just leave him alone. And for the men out there, if you dating a woman who has been widowed more than 3 times, run. Run. Run with all your might. So what, lovelies? What do y'all think? I don't think she was a genius. I just think she was a cold-blooded monster who got lucky for too long. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Stay sassy And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.